What is going on, guys? Welcome to another Garden Warfare 2 video. Today I have 5 images that I want to share with you. Now the other day I managed to get 2 teaser images that were released on Twitter, where we now have the full images of these 2 teasers along with some other images. So the first teaser image that we did get was this one, where it looked very similar to Citron in the top left corner, but I was wondering, is this Citron, because we have already seen him. And you also do have a letter on the bottom as well, which I thought was either an E or an F. And yes, it is a letter, and we will get into that very shortly. And the second image we got, I thought was maybe something to do with Colonel Corn, of him going into a kind of turret defense mode, because if you look here, they look more like bananas, and Corn does look very similar to bananas, but it looks very smooth. But afterwards, a lot of people were saying, you know, this looks like Rose's feet, and I went back, I looked at the difference between Colonel Corn's feet and Rose's feet, and it did look a lot closer to Rose's than Colonel Corn. And the actual fact is, this is Rose's feet, because we did get the image for these 2 teasers. So we got 5 images yesterday. They are complete images, these aren't just teasers, and they are spoofs of other EA and Xbox and PlayStation games. Now this is the first one that we did get, and it is called Mirror's Edge Catalyst. Now if you did not know, this is a game that is coming out in 2016 called Mirror's Edge Catalyst, and that's where they put the little spoof in, is instead of it being edge, they have it as hedge. Now if you look in this image here, you can see in the bottom left, this is one of the teaser images that we did get. It's Rose's feet smashing into the glass, and if I show the original Mirror's Edge Catalyst image, it is very similar. Now, the special thing about this image is you can see Rose looks a little bit different, and if you look at the Mirror's Edge image, she does have a tattoo under her eye, and Rose has the exact same tattoo. So if you look at both of these images, there is a very close similarity between the original image and the Plants vs Zombies image, and Rose does have the tattoo. So is this going to mean that we are maybe getting some Mirror's Edge customizations in Garden Warfare 2? It is possible, and maybe Rose is going to be able to get this tattoo along with some other customizations, because last time we got some spoofs like this was when they was releasing the PlayStation game, and they had many different games. They had a Sly Cooper spoof, they had a Fat Princess spoof, and there was another one, but I can't quite remember what it was. But not only did they tease these images, they then brought a few customizations into the game on PlayStation itself. So these were customizations that are only unique to PlayStation, and they brought them into the game. So maybe, just maybe, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, we will get some customizations, and the tattoo could be one of them that Rose is going to be able to have as a customization for her character. So that is something that I do want to just question about all of these images, because we don't really get any more information on Garden Warfare 2. These could just be some customizations that we could be getting to the game. So this was the first image, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, or Mirror's Edge Catalyst, and hopefully we may be getting a tattoo customization and some more customizations with this game in Garden Warfare 2. Now the second image I do want to talk about is FIFA 16. This is an EA version of FIFA 16, which is coming out later this year, and there isn't really much about this. People are saying, is it going to be a soccer minigame? That's not going to be happening in Garden Warfare 2, but one thing I am just a little bit curious about is if you look at the sunflower, her petals, or her feet, seem to look like they have frost on them. Now this could just be the image itself, but they do seem to have a little bit of frost on them. So is this maybe an ice sunflower? That is something I was a little bit curious about, because it does look a little bit blue, but of course that could just be the lighting, and this is just the regular sunflower, because the head of the sunflower does look exactly the same as the normal sunflower. I just thought the feet, or the leaves at the bottom, looked a little bit blue, so I thought, is this an ice variant of the sunflower? I guess we're going to have to wait until the game comes out, but you never know, we may get some more information about different variants at Gamescom. So that is all we have for this image. It is just a spoof of FIFA 16 called FIFA 16, and there isn't really much else to talk about this image. Moving on to the next one, we have Halo's 5 Gardening. Now this of course is a spoof of Halo 5 Guardians, and I think that's how it's pronounced, Halo's 5. But what this is, as you can see on top we have Citron, on bottom we have the Z-Mech, the Imp and Z-Mech, and it is talking about the evolution of Garden Warfare to Garden Warfare 2. Now this was the second teaser that we did manage to get. It was an image of Citron that we did get, and of course the letter that we did see was part of the E in Halo's 5, or I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, but I'm just going to go along with it. So you can see this was the second teaser image that we did get, and you can see that it is part of Citron that we did get. Now the next part of this image is behind the characters. Now faded behind Citron and the Z-Mech, you can see that we have different areas. Now behind the Citron, we can see it is suburbia, and it is the nice buildings that we do have in Garden Warfare 1. I'll spin the image round, and you can now see behind the Z-Mech, you have Zomburbia, and you can just see how the difference between suburbia and Zomburbia have changed. Maybe behind both of these characters could be a map that we are going to have in Garden Warfare 2. What I mean by this is we are having Gardens and Graveyards and also Herbal Assault in Garden Warfare 2. Now it wouldn't make sense for the Gardens to be attacked by the zombies in Gardens and Graveyard if it is already Zomburbia, and we also know that Garden Warfare 2 is going to be based around a time travel, so maybe when you are playing Gardens and Graveyards you are still going to be playing it as in the time zone of Garden Warfare 1, where the zombies are attacking the gardens in suburbia. So maybe this is almost going to be the same map, it's just going to be a different layout. So at the top we have Citron, and behind him we have Suburbia, so that map is going to be played when it is Gardens and Graveyards and is the zombies attacking the garden. And then of course when you are playing Herbal Assault and it is the plants attacking the garden, you will use the map behind the Imp and Z-Mech, and that is going to be Herbal Assault. One thing I was thinking about is maybe these are the same maps, apart from one is set in Suburbia and the other one is set in Zomburbia. So what I mean by this is, depending on if you are playing Herbal Assault or Gardens and Graveyards, you will either be playing the map in Suburbia or Zomburbia. So instead of having a day and night cycle that you do in Garden Warfare 1, for example you can have Walnut Hills day and you can have Walnut Hills night, there is no difference between day and night, but of course maybe in Garden Warfare 2, instead of having the day and night, it will just simply be the Zomburbia or the Suburbia version of the game. So if you are playing Herbal Assault, you will always be playing on the Zomburbia versions of the map, and if you are playing Gardens and Graveyards, you will be on the Suburbia versions of the map. That is just something I thought maybe could be brought into the game, because of course we know we are getting 12 maps, but it wouldn't make sense to play Gardens and Graveyards and Herbal Assault both on a map where the zombies already control all of the area. So I was thinking maybe if you was playing Gardens and Graveyards, you would have it in the Suburbia time zone, and then of course when you was playing Herbal Assault, you would be in the Zomburbia time zone. They are the same map, but they just look different. One is set in Suburbia and one is set in Zomburbia. So that is just something that I did want to think about, and maybe that could be coming to the game. Now the next image we do have is called Untangled, and this is a spoof of Unravel that was shown at E3 just before Garden Warfare 2, showing the gameplay of Graveyard Ops. Now this, I don't really know much about it or this game at all, but what I do notice in this image is that of course you can see the Imp, he's tied up in the string, you can see a Taco in the bottom right, so maybe that is indicating that Taco Bandits is returning to the game. You can also see a Tombstone in the background, so maybe you'll be able to play Graveyard Ops in a forest, and of course you can see Mr. Toasty in the bottom left, so that may be going towards the Graveyard Ops as well, and then you can see a Jackhammer as well. Don't really know much else about this image, but I did want to share this with us because of course this was one of the images that we did manage to get. This could just simply be referring to the game, and they are giving a bit of support to the game, and just thought it looked really cool having the Imp tied up in this kind of wool or wire, or I believe it is a cable because you can see a plug just in the bottom. So I just thought it was a nice thing that they did make, and it looks pretty cool. But maybe we could be getting some customization similar to this in the game as well. We could be getting customizations on all of these images to the game, or they could just be making these because they are related to games that they enjoy and they are just getting people hyped for Gamescom. Now the final image that we did get, which I thought was absolutely amazing, is Vinecraft, and if you haven't already guessed it, it is a spoof of Minecraft, and I don't really know any difference between this image at all, but one thing that did keep popping up is a kind of crane in the background. If you look at the first image with Rose, where she is taking on the image of Mirror's Hedge Catalyst, you can see that there is a crane in the background as well, but you can also see this crane in the Vinecraft image, so maybe this is one of the maps that we are going to be getting, although skyscrapers don't seem like a theme that Plants vs Zombies will go towards. It doesn't seem to suit the game because you cannot go really high, so I'm wondering if this is just a little bit of fun and it's just making the image look a lot better. So of course you can see in this image all of the characters. You can see Citron in the bottom left, you can see a tiny little imp, you can see Captain Deadbeard above Citron, you see Colonel Corn and Rose in the back there, and the main one headlining this image is Super Brains with his absolutely amazing hair, and he's just absolutely amazing. That is the most favourite character I want to play as the zombies, and it is Rose for the plants. So if anyone's wanted to know, they are the favourite characters and more excited characters that I'm looking for. But anyway, they are the images we have. So are we going to be getting some customizations from these games? Are we going to be getting customizations from Mirror's Edge? Are we going to be getting them from FIFA 16, which I don't think so. I don't know how it would suit. Maybe something to do with the All-Stars, possibly. Halo 5 could be some unique customizations to Xbox. You also have Untitled, where we may get a customization there. And then of course we have Minecraft, where we may get some customizations, which we did kind of have one already in Garden Warfare 1. It was like a helmet, I believe, that the engineer could wear, or a mask, and it did look very Minecraft related. But anyway, that is it for this video. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. Gamescom is just over a week away, and I'm super excited to find out more information on Garden Warfare 2. If you are new to my channel, make sure you subscribe, because I'm going to be covering all of the information at Gamescom. I'm going to be breaking it down, I'm going to be talking about it, making it easier for you guys to understand. So hopefully you will enjoy these videos coming in the near future. Thank you very much for watching this video. My name is ZEROxFUSIONZ, and I'll catch you guys next time.